Bangles are going to be in concert at the Santa Monica Pier. Let's go! Tessa screams last summer at me. Yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm always game to sing Walk Like an Egyptian whenever it comes on, and the Santa Monica Pier on a summer evening, yeah, I was feeling that too. The night of the concert, Tessa says, I want to see you get high. I am not feeling that. Don't get me wrong, it's not that I'm judging it. I grew up in Venice Beach and I've indulged several times, even having tried the edible variety, but apparently I fell asleep before I got high, so that stone thing, you know, the objective, that somehow has always escaped me. Tessa has, on her person, a special brownie. It was left over from one she had been given a week prior. I'm sorry, but I just can't get high, I say, feeling smug, as if I just said, I just can't seem to gain weight when I eat brownies. She waves it under my nose, and to tell you the truth, I was more tempted by the idea of eating the brownie than the weed inside it. So I caved. We parked the car, and we each take a small piece, nibbling it quickly away. Tessa still has a good amount left in her bag. At dinner, Tessa starts to grin. I'm starting to feel it. I let her know that I am not, and a look of disappointment comes over her face, but only for a moment, and it's replaced by a giggle. Yeah, she's feeling it. We walk along the pier and arrive at the gate to the concert. Security is checking bags, and by security, I mean two bored ladies with yellow windbreakers. I look over at Tessa, and she is backing away, pretending to take a call on herself. I follow her, and she whispers, they're checking bags. So, I still have brownies in my bag. I tell her to just throw it away, but she won't. And while I'm not feeling the brownie, her high is turning into an espionage thriller in her head. Due to paranoia and recent marathon viewings of the show Locked Up Abroad. We are passing trash can after trash can, and she is convinced we are being followed, so she won't throw it away. Restrooms! We need restrooms! And we come upon some porta potties, and she bolts into one. She reemerges with pride. I crumbled it into little pieces. Then I threw some toilet paper over it. They can't trace it. Now that we got the imaginary Joe Friday off our trail, we make our way back to the concert and open our bags to security, who scarcely look at our personal items. The opening band is on stage, and the crowd is still quite small but growing. Tessa claims to feel a little dizzy and lowers herself to knee level. She thinks it may have been the turkey burger she had, probably indigestion. I take photos and leave her be. And then I see Tessa face plant into the people in front of us. She is out cold. I start shaking her. I'm half embarrassed and half worried. Tessa! Tessa! She finally opens her eyes, irritated. What? You fainted. Ma'am, are you all right? Suddenly cops are everywhere, and then I look and there's a crowd surrounding us. I help her to her feet and begin to walk her away when the cops question me to make sure I'm not some photo-taking pervert who preys on passed-out women. Are you really her friend? Yeah. We walk to the entrance gate and sit down. She's not looking good. She rules out the weeds since she had just eaten this very brownie just a week before, and there was no reaction. Even though the pier is crowded, she finally agrees to have me call an ambulance. I look for the bevy of cops who are now suddenly invisible. Behind us was the mini pier police station, and after some convincing the woman behind the desk that I'm not pranking her, she finally calls 911. I come back to Tessa, and it is that moment that I notice I am finally feeling it. I am. And I know this because this is the exact moment she begins to convulse and starts throwing up all over the wood planks. And I look to the crowd as they enter the concert, and I scream in a voice that was otherworldly, "Help me! I'm serious, people!" She claims that the voice brought her back. They all just stared at us like we were some experimental theater group performing the cautionary tale of two middle-aged women unsuccessfully tying one on. I will never forget the faces of people entering the scene singing, Ready to See the Bangles. Just another man. Oh my God. As they catch a glimpse of the pretty puke-covered tableau. Once the ambulance arrives, I try to answer the cops and paramedics' questions as best I can, but I am very keenly aware that the inside of my mouth feels like it has been replaced with a pillow made of sheep. Still feeling feeling the high, I climb into the front seat of the ambulance. My brow is beginning to sweat. Time and reality start to play their tricks. Did I really just see my ex, a mushroom-addled journalist, dancing outside the vehicle all by himself? And is this really my mom calling my cell at this inopportune moment? And did I really just answer and tell her, "Hi, Mom, I can't talk, I'm in an ambulance," and hang up? And is my ex now tipping his top hat and bowing to no one in particular? The swirl of dubious truth only gets swirlier as we take off in the ambulance. Now I don't know if any of you have ever ridden in the front of an ambulance, but being as it was my first time, and it was my first time being truly high, it's a little dicey. And by dicey, I mean truly frightening as we go through red lights and the siren blaring. I'm sliding down into my seat into a fetal position, guzzling down water, grabbing the oh shit handle and continually dramatically dabbing at my forehead. "First time in an ambulance?" the driver asks. I'm so certain we're going to get hit, and I can just muster, "Yeah, I can't get it together to answer my mom's continuous calls, but I do manage to text my boyfriend to have him meet us at the hospital. Once there, as they wheel Tessa away, I head to the restroom. The stoned craziness has disappeared, but what I see in the mirror almost reverts me back. I no longer have to wonder why the cops, the paramedics, or the hospital workers had not been taking me seriously all evening. Exhibit A, my eyes are such a deep color of red, they might as well have fire coming out of them. Tessa is tested for a variety of things, possible stroke, heart attack, seizure, but all the tests come back negative. And no one mentions the weed if it turned up in any results. The nurses wonder if perhaps she was overly excited by the concert. Oh yeah, Grandma never gets out and is overwhelmed by the Bangles opening band while it's light out, she jokes. We never found out what caused Tessa's episode, but since then she's been doing fine. And we never did get to see the Bangles that night. But the lyrics from Eternal Flame were playing in my head as we headed home. Say my name, sun shines through the rain, a whole life so lonely, and then you come and ease the pain. I don't want to lose this feeling. Well, I hadn't quite experienced those lyrics, but I did witness the unusual event of a beautiful summer evening turning into my own hazy shade of winter. And I have to say, I was definitely feeling that.